good morning. I was thinking about doing a Facebook Live as I drove home this morning. I was like, I don't know. I'm not looking particularly great. I got the what's his face from Star Trek look going on, James Picard or Jim. I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I'm old school Star Trek. I'm a Trekker personally, not a Trekkie. Let's not even go there. If you're here, please say hello. Like, love, hug. Don't angry face or sad. Hopefully you won't do sad. But when you do that, it increases. It's not about likes, y'all. I mean, I love you. You're a human being. You're a wonderful, beautifully made human being. Morning, Mikey. But it's about the algorithm. I just wanted to get my message out there. So this is what I'm focusing on, visibility. Now, but so many people don't want to show up because like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day. I don't know, that's right. You know, I'm not wearing makeup. I don't, the lighting's not good. I pretty much am demonstrating all of that right now. I got this vein thing going on in my head. But I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. I call him a friend of mine. His name is Timber Hawkeye, not Tinder Hot Guy. So that was a merry mix-up at one point in my life. But Timber Hawkeye, he's a Buddhist fella. And I was like, don't think I'm not stalking you. This isn't an episode of Single White Female. But technically I am a single white female, but you know what I mean. So circling back, I'm going to make my coffee. So here's the dealio. It always amazes me when people say they feel bad about looking at someone else's social media. I see glamorous people all the time. I see super fit people. I see people lifting crazy weight. I see people losing weight. I see people on their yachts and their boats and they're skiing and all the things. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's so cool. That's so fun. Maybe one day I'll do it. Maybe I don't really want to do it. It draws on the experience of what if I do what I do because it shows or what is possible. Because I was talking to someone the other day, I was like, I don't show people to showcase what I can do. Look at you, you suck. Look how great I am. That was so amazing. I can lift heavy things and do the thing. No, I'm showing you what's possible. I'm 52 years old. I've had 4 children, all ginormous. I was divorced actually 2 days after our 19th anniversary. I moved countries. I've done all these things. I have multiple sclerosis. Did I mention that? I do all these things. I run my own business. I'm trying to get visibility. If you want to help me with that, that'd be great. Because if you're going to share this, that'd be awesome. Because I want people to feel good about themselves. Not because of what is happening out there, but because of what's happening in here. I don't show all these things about my amazing life, which is not always amazing. Who's it? Like we were just talking about Robin Williams. God bless him. First he was diagnosed with Parkinson's and then Lewy bodies, which is what my mom had. You lose complete faculties of your being, your mental and physical. You don't know what someone's struggling with. It's like be kind. You never know what someone's struggling with. So when you look at things that people have everything going on, that's not real, y'all. Come on now. It's not real. It is a photoshopped version of people's lives. And it's interesting is those people tend to keep a distance because they don't ever really want you to know who they really are, which is so sad. Because when we're just showing up presenting ourselves as a certain way, I'm a total Harry Potter nerd, obviously. But yeah, showing up as you are. What am I talking about all the time, guys? If you've ever seen my Facebook Lives before, you know I'm talking about you. How amazing, wonderfully, perfectly made that you are. You are not here by accident. You are here on purpose, with purpose. And what's sad is that when we get so caught up in what everyone else is doing and looking like and all the facade of life, we forget how freaking magical we are just by being us. There's no other Mo out there. There's no other Stephanie. There's no other Luis. There's no other Mikey. No, and that's what makes this world so amazing. So why do we kill ourselves to be like somebody else? I love it. I think I can see your face. Breakfast at Tiffany's. She said, be a first-rate version of yourselves before you are a second-rate version of someone else or something to that effect. It's like, it's so true. I'm giving you permission to show up and be one. It's a facade. We are so hunkered down behind our laptops. We don't have connection, human connection anymore. I taught boot camp this morning. You know, I just went and worked out with my coach. I've got a Zoom meeting. So yeah, it's online, but you're face to face with people. You're connecting with other human beings. You're celebrating what you are doing. You're sharing. Like, I have my brag session with my group coaching group this afternoon. Brags are bright spots. We talk about what's going well, what's feeling you're in that groove, what are you winning at this week. It might be, I'm drinking my water, I'm getting my workouts done, I didn't yell at the, like whatever it is. And so when we try to be that second-rate version of someone else, we are robbing the world of the gift that is you. You may have been told by your parents, by your mother, your father, your aunt, your uncle, you may have had trauma. You may have had trauma that you don't even know about. Things that you had, like people in my family lost a father. I mean, I was only 2. I was a baby. I didn't really know. It's more like a secondary impact on initial. And that carries with you. It shapes who you are. But guess what? At the end of the day, you get to decide. So I was talking to my little Buddhist buddy. So we were talking about his book, which is the opposite of, I think it's called The Opposite of Namaste. And I told him I was really scared to read it because it just sounded like a downer, man. He was like, what? No. So he told me about it. It's like, so when you say namaste to someone, you're saying the divine light in me recognizes and acknowledges the divine light in you, right? So, and I love that. I love that so much. It's like the light in me recognizes the light in you. The opposite of namaste, and he's got like this, is the jerk in me, as he put, recognizes the jerk. So when someone shows up and they're having a bad day, they're being that jerky person, we tend to judge. So not only when we see something that we love online and then feel bad about ourselves, we're judging ourselves. We're judging them, thinking they're superior, and we're judging ourselves, thinking we're inferior. And then the opposite is true. When you see someone who's being a jerk, who cuts you off in traffic, who, is going slow and passing through it, I'm working through it. My namaste for the people going slow in the passing lane. You don't know what they're going through. So it's the opposite on the other side. So the jerk in me recognizes the jerk in you. I freaking as well. I love when people teach me, show me how to see things in a brand new way. And that's really the basis of what I do. I help them see, nutrition in a different way. I help them see themselves in a different way. They're how they function, because we just get so stuck in the world. This is just the way it is. They're successful. I'm never going to be successful. You don't know that. Unless you are clairvoyant, and even they will say there's an ambiguity there. So when you say the jerk in me recognizes the jerk in you, I think that's so powerful, because first of all, it makes you compassionate. It gives you the ability to compassion, say, dude, I get it. I've been there. I've had the bad day. And honestly, I started down this journey by becoming a less angry driver because, or as my sister would say, it's not you, it's all the other idiots on the road I worry about. And I'm like, what? So I think it's just as important to recognize people's gifts and talents and warrants and everything, and aspire to be that. That's what a healthy approach would be like. Ooh, that person's nailing it in the fitness industry. That person's nailing it in nutrition. That person's nailing it in I want to bring that on board to what I'm doing so that I can be a more effective speaker. I can help people, empower people, help them discover their own superpowers so they can show up in their life in their best way, mind, body, and soul. While at the same time, on the flip side, when you see all those perfect images of people, understand they're not perfect. Nobody's perfect, and nobody wants to have to live or attain or sustain that level of perfection. That's why I get on here, and I've had people reach out to me and say, I love how you go on with no makeup. You talk about the things that you fell down on, or because that's real. That's real life. Otherwise, what are we just living in a fantasy? It's like all this I'm like, we're missing what makes us human. And when we look at each other, and we see each other and we listen to the things that people are saying. We listen to what people aren't saying. It becomes so important, because when you meet the really bitter person who, like that, I've often talked about this lady, because she was divorced for 40 plus years, and still, in the very first conversation I had with this woman, she made a disparaging remark about her ex-husband. I'm like, dude, you gotta let that go. I mean, but you gotta sit with the guilt. So this is what Timber and I talked about. It's one thing, you gotta be present with it. If you feel bad about someone, that what they're doing, because you think they are not making you feel bad. You feel bad because you feel inadequate, comparing yourself to this other person. So stop and say, shit, why do I feel that way? Why do I feel that way? What was told to me in my life that I would believe something like this? Was it my mom? Was it my dad? Was it my siblings? Was it my spouse? Was it my, 8th grade English teacher? Why do I feel this way? What limiting beliefs am I dumping on myself? Forget social media. What am I dumping on myself? That, my darling, is when you get power over your life, because you're no longer relying on all the perfect posts to make you feel good or feel bad. No, you get to rely on you. That's kind of amazing, and that is a superpower. So I'm working on a keynote speech. It's focused around superpowers, and I started by talking to 8th graders, which I'm going to do again in November. Pray for. Talking about their superpowers so I had them list out. So we talked about superheroes, like who's your favorite superhero? Like Spider-Man, Superman, all those stuff, Batman, and then I said, okay, cool. Well, what do you love about these characters? Bruce Wayne is so smart and confident, and then Spider-Man is like, he was the nerd, and now he's got all these superpowers, and he's confident, and he's funny, and he's, I listed on the board all these attributes. And then I said, okay, now look at all these attributes and tell me which of these you feel you don't have that you would love to have. Like you wish you were funny, or you wish you were strong, you wish you were charismatic, or whatever the case may be, like this. So I gave them each a Post-it. So they each got, and I said, I want you to write one word on there that resonates with you the most of all this list. Which one do you wish that you had the most? And the number one answer, and I have a piece of paper with the words on them, and there's some that's funny, strong, and things, but the number one word was confidence. And what is confidence? I think of my little buddy. He's gone on to be like Paralympic athlete. Oh my God, I'm totally blanking on his name right now. I can see his beautiful face. He's so sweet. He was always so sweet to me in high school. He was a year ahead of me. And he just had that confidence because he felt still and in his own being. Like he always felt like he had this settled feeling about him. Like, and I don't know what was going on behind his head. What happened was he was in a ski accident I remember it was 1994. I went home for Christmas that year. My son was 1. And Paul Tingley. And I had broke his back, I believe. Paul, if you're seeing this, I'm so sorry. It's been a long time. I don't know all the details of 1994. But he always was so great. Like he just had this great energy because he was always so confident in himself. And now he teaches sailing, I think, in Vancouver. He's a Paralympic athlete, like I think award-winning, like sailing. Like he just took what he had and made it into something. He took not just who he was. And I think that settled, and I haven't had a conversation with Paul since high school, I think. But he always had that energy. And this is why he showed up as himself, his gifted, amazing, wonderful human being. Does he suffer? Does he have his own stuff? Is he a jerk sometimes? I'm sure he is. Of course he is. I know I am. But when we show up as our most authentic self, we are giving the world a gift. So, circling all the way back, I got no makeup on. I got this weird rash thing going on my neck. I'm glad this isn't smell-o-vision because I'm a little ripe. I'm going to stick off on the way home. So I'm going to get on with my day. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to be, I don't have it all together. I got a shoulder thing going on. I'm going to work it out. But when we connect as human beings and we see each other for who we are and not who we project ourselves to be, of course we all have a facade. We all have gross like habits and stuff. I won't share mine, But for the most part, when you get to show up as just as you are, you're doing a service to the world. So I thank you. I thank you. If you're so vulnerable, vulnerability is brave. Brene Brown, she's amazing. She's a local. Anyway, so when you are meant to shine, that's Marianne Williamson. We are not here to play it small. We are here to shine, to be a light for others and to give permission for others to shine their light. So y'all, it's Friday. It's an easy day to go shine your light. So go shine your light today in whatever that means. Maybe shining your light is going to mean closing all the doors and all the blinds and staying in, because you are not going to be a light to others. You come in, you regroup, ask yourself, why do I feel this way about myself? And work from there. Forget what's going on out there. And let's talk about what's going on in there. All right. I'm going to have my coffee now because I'm going to fade really fast. So take care. God bless. Love you. Love you. That is a command. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming out. Like and share this.